Hi there, adapters and adapters TechX people. Today we're going to talk about PM Hotel Group. It is a significant player in the hotel management world in the United States, and we're going to be chatting with Joseph Bojanowski, who is the president of the company. It's a big story here. This is a company with 13,000 rooms. It started with 124 rooms many years ago. It has nearly $1 billion under management. That's with a B, by the way, and 70 plus hotels. So today is one of those conversations that can be broad ranging, and it's a delight to have him join us on the adapters. We're going to jump right in here. You're dealing with a lot of issues out there, between the energy crisis, inflation, workforce management, utilizing and exploiting tech. I know I've jumped into a bunch of stuff. What are you doing about workforce?
Sean, I think that's probably our single largest challenge at this time, and particularly with the business that PM Hotel Group is in. It's a service business. It's hospitality. It is centered around people. And, as a survival means, we were in a position in 2020 where our revenue had declined by roughly 80%, and we were not in a position to continue to operate as we were previously. So there were, with others in this industry and adjacent industries, and including entertainment, we were forced to furlough and lay off a lot of our team members. And it's been a struggle regrouping and rehiring. And it's interesting. We always found and thought that we had the most talented people in the workforce in our industry, and others discovered that as we were laying them off, that the skill set that our associates possessed were highly transferable skills for other industries, and tech being one of them. And think the Uber Eats and driving, and particularly around Amazon and all the services and tech companies that were growing so much in the pandemic, and they found our associates to be possessing a skill set that was valuable for them.
You don't feel bad. That was a global thing.
Yeah.
Everybody went, oh, look at these lovely, well-trained, people-oriented individuals. Let's go steal them. So you've had a problem like many others in the space. What are the 2 or 3 elements that you can just share with us briefly about what you did? Because off camera, we had a great conversation. I thought it was some great stuff. What were some of the things that you did? And you utilized tech and other enablers like that to make it better and a more attractive place to come back to. How did you do that?
Yeah. So, I think one of the core values of our company, and we've got 4 of them, but one of them is entrepreneurial spirit. And we always look at new and better ways of doing business, and looking for opportunity when others see failure and distress and disruption. And those are opportunity areas for us. And when we looked at going from 3,500 team members to 500, we found that it was a perfect opportunity to reinvent ourselves, to reinvent how we were going to engage with our associate base when they came back, and to be able to deliver it on a platform that was scalable and that was available to our associates anytime, anywhere, whether it be in California, or Oregon, or Florida, or wherever it might be. We knew that we were going to not be able to do business as we had previously, which was historically we kind of had a large and experienced base of associates who we did a little bit of onboarding, paired them up with somebody who did essentially on-the-job training for them. And that wasn't going to work anymore, because we had 3,000 associates who had worked for less than 90 days with the 500 that had worked for more than a year. So we looked to technology and platforms that would enable us to achieve that. Additionally, within that environment, we knew that we were going to have to come out of this a little bit more efficient. We were having not only wage pressures, but you mentioned energy, you mentioned inflation, all those cost creeps in an environment where, because of deferred principal interest and other troubles that our ownership groups went through, we had to produce higher profit margins than we ever had. And technology is the way to go. It's scalable. And then if you look at the workforce, which there was a big shift in the U.S. in workforce with a large retirement of 50 plus year old workers. So millennials then became the primary workforce in the US and in our industry.
So let's hover on the millennials real quick. We got this big shift, boomers leaving, millennials now the primary driver of labor, right? And being in the workforce. What are the 3 or 4 things that you did to say, we're better than the rest of them? This is how we're going to talk to that cohort.
Yeah, it's very much that demographic and psychographic wants a very user-driven experience. They want to be able to access on their phone the information they want. And then there's also the component of a purpose-driven workplace that those individuals not only want to be engaged and inspired by their work, but inspired by the company and its purpose. And so the ability to be able to push content to our associates around what we do, why we do it, who we do it for, are giving back to the communities in which we do business, which is a core value of the company, and to be able to do it on a platform, specifically a mobile phone, where
Right.
they want it, how they want it, when they want it.
You didn't recognize that they're digital natives and it's all on the phone?
That's right.
Well done. This is a big step. This is the first call we've had where somebody said we want completely mobile.
Yeah. So
Very
we made
cool.
a big investment in and doubled down on our technology platform around people. And in addition to that, we rolled out a television station that is in each one of our hotels called PMTV as an engagement and information and tool for our associates.
And it's not all about the tech. I know that you just did some work with Feed the Fridge.
Yeah.
500 plus school lunches. I mean, did you get a bunch of people involved and teammates involved? And then we're going to head for your tips and takes.
Yeah, it's another core value of ours is respect, and it's not only respect for one another and our individuality and authentic selves within a workplace, but it's for the communities in which we do business and the planet. Sustainability being another important initiative for us. But giving back to our communities and food insecurity is as difficult it is to imagine. It does exist in the U.S. and it is extensive. And in terms of development and being able to maybe break a pattern of poverty and elevate oneself, food is at the very core of that. If you can't sleep and you're hungry when you are in school, you can't learn. And if you can't learn and you can't grow and you can't get onto higher education, it's a much more difficult road for someone to change the trajectory of their life. So we're focused on a dignified way to deliver healthy, fresh product to individuals in the communities in which they do business and the schools in which they are.
That's great. So we've covered a lot in a 10-minute short here. And so, what are your tips and takes, Joseph, about, a successful business leader, and what should we be thinking about in how we run a business, or how you think about that question? What are your big tips and takes?
I think first of all is that for those that recognize it, diversity and disruption is also a massive creator of opportunity. And in this world, that opportunity is realized primarily through technology. The ability to deliver mass customization for your associates, for your guests in a scalable way that's efficient, that drives the overall goal of the company, which is the profitability of our businesses and the opportunities that creates for others.
That's great. So thanks so much. I mean, everybody needs to know that we're going to talk now at the extended Vodcast separately about long distance running and how it's good for your head and you sort out all of your problems. And we're going to really lean into some of these conversations about energy and some of the more complex issues that are facing our industry today. So Joseph, thanks so much. It's been great to have you on the Quick Hit. Best to everybody out there. Thanks for making the time. And we'll see you again on another episode of the Adapters and Adapters TechX.